Hello fellow traders, here's one more episode of the series. If you check my videos, I'm using a real account to trade to give you a sample of my experience. Now, many people ask them why trading is so hard. Why I cannot start with something very simple in the market and make money. Why I cannot start with a very simple or a very logical assumption, let's say. And why why it cannot be so easy? Well, it's not so easy. In this video I will give several examples and some of the basics of the market. As I said in previous videos, I will invite and arrange interviews in this channel with experts in their fields to give you an insight to the relevant markets. Now, let's go into our first example related to some logical assumptions. Let's say that energy demands by default will be increased. Why do not buy oil? Why not start trading oil? Making an account and start trading oil. Start to buying oil or any other relevant energy product like natural gas. It sounds a very low risk investment. I mean, what the hell? The oil prices will become higher and higher in time. And why not introduce more capital when the prices goes lower? This will give me a higher end. Well, actually is not so simple. Remember, when you are introducing money to your account, you increase your risks. So losing more, and this is different when you are averaging your position. You need to consider the follow. For this example, for the energy, will the technology change? How about the national policies? Australia already refused to comply with Kyoto. They might start considering a nuclear power alternatives. How about natural gas? How about other power alternatives? And the unexpected event with the pandemic that we have in our days, or any other unexpected events. Oil fell into historical lows due to low demand. The prices hit almost, not almost, I mean they were even lower than 7 USD. So at this point, if you were not stopped by your stop loss, remember, you don't have an unlimited account or an unlimited money or the psychology to say, okay, now I will wait forever. No, you cannot do that. If you were on leverage, your account would have been blown up. Otherwise, if you had no leverage, for sure you might have been stopped for any other stop. Keep that in mind. It doesn't matter how important you think it's a commodity or anything else you are trading. Either it's a stock, either it's a company, either whatever you are having in your mind. I'll give another example. Diamonds has no significant value. We can replace them with artificial ones for our purposes. They were not even famous until the end of Second World War, when they started as a part of a campaign. They start shine only when we start to give them value. The big Hollywood divas back then were starting to wearing them, and they became like a fashion icon since then. That's why this market and any other market, it's called irrational markets. When human psychology comes into place, then we are start realizing that we are trading opinions, and opinions change. Now, there is another example I would like to show you in this video and why trading is so hard. Um, Trading idea. How about trading the S&P? I mean, there are the best companies out there. What are the risks? Let me open the chart. What are the risks? I mean, you know that this might be a bullish market, and why not? I mean, the strongest company are in there, so why not just keep buying and buying? It will be always be bullish. Unfortunately not. keep in mind that for this particular period, Fed is keeping lower interest rates. So this contributes to a strong bullish run. You never know when it will be stopped. Either it's the crisis of 2008, maybe the COVID crisis. The market shows its weakness when it's already too late. I can give you many other several examples with individuals and with companies with stocks that reach at 600 USD, 1000 USD, but eventually crashed into penny stocks. There are some trading platforms that can give you an insight in the earnings of a company before considering investing. Of course, the idea would be to learn how to read their statement of financial position, but this would make it practically impossible. You cannot read all the companies. From my perspective, I'm already in the finance industry, so I don't know how useful that would be. Of course, you would have an advantage, but not so important, at least in my opinion. It's very crucial to understand that the market comes into waves and into circles, bullish and bearish. There are many examples of how randomness can beat any professional analyst out there. Technology change, opinion change. Don't stick to your decision too much. Don't get psychologically attached and detached to your trade. I know that it sounds hard, but as you gain experience, you will learn from not my mistakes. Well, yes, I learn from my mistakes also. You will learn from your mistakes. When you are trading, you come against your own self. I will switch to my real account that we will use for the purposes of this series. I have already opened several short positions in Aussie, but since I have already determined my stop losses, which actually they are not stop loss but they are profits, I will go to my latest trade, which is a short position that I took on GBP. Now, when I took a decision at this point of the market, it doesn't mean that I have won the market. It doesn't mean that I'm always right. It doesn't mean that I won't have a losing trades or consecutive losing trades. At this point, when I took a decision based on an assumption, this will be based on a couple of several factors like A, B, C, D. In this case, it would be your factors, whichever you determine that they are working. But it doesn't mean that you will always win and you will come against your own self because you don't know when the market will go to your side. There are statistical probabilities that we are able to most likely determine the outcome. I have made an extensive videos in this series on how to trade the basics if you want to check them. Like any trade, there is always the stop loss. I have already calculated my losses and I hope you trade safe and I see you again in the future.